Yeah. It's the views, the booze, the fools. For baby, mommy, and daddy, we got all the tools. Real talk, Marv dropping all the new jewels. Cliff Rock, got it on lock. Open shirt, be the super flirt. Greedy gut, got a strut, still no butt. It's the views from the friend zone. We celebrate like we always in the end zone. Yeah, it's the views from the friend zone. We celebrate like we always in the end zone. Yeah, it's the views from the friend zone. We celebrate like we always in the end zone.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's another family affair where we have, good people as our guests, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to have them introduce themselves shortly. I want to take a moment to do a moment of silence. We've lost people close to us this week. I want to shout out, rest in peace to Ashanti Middleton from Ezovere Wines. She was a guest last year, and, very productive group of young ladies who are starting, who started their own wine company, and unfortunately one of the founding members, Ashanti Middleton, passed, so rest in peace to her. I also had a classmate of mine from University of Buffalo pass this week, another young lady, Jennifer Marie. So it's been tough for me this week, it's just anytime someone passes, but so close to the holiday time, so salute to their families, salute to their supporters, and I wanted to start off by that. So moment of silence real quick. Okay, so like I said, happy holidays to everyone. Thanksgiving. We didn't do our show. We did our show. Our last show was before Thanksgiving. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's Thanksgiving was cool. And this is kind of our show before Christmas and the end of the year. So, salute to that. The Giants took a bad loss just now, but it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? They tried, How's everybody doing, though? How's everybody doing?
We good, homie. We good.
We alive, man.
Yeah. So I want to give special, intros to our guests. Start off with regular Mike, the snack aficionado, the sneakerhead, you know what I'm saying? Who also has his own podcast as well, own show, so...
Yeah, I got a few things going on. Mic check 1 2, regular Mike, the vibrations.
Yeah.
AKA El Snacko, AKA Young Trail Mix, AKA
Young Trail Mix,
Young Suede, AKA that's all I'm gonna go for today. But yeah, that's me. Yeah. I do a couple things. I'm a snack. Like he said, I don't aficionado is like a fancy word. I'm the snack kingpin, AKA El Snacko. That's a play on
you
words.
You had conversations with celebrities about snacks, so that's something you could tell them about that as well.
Oh yeah, I did a couple interviews on Hot New Hip Hop snack reviews. Go check it out on @HotNewHipHop on Instagram. Yeah, man, it's hard to talk about myself, so I don't, we can get into it, but I ain't finna do no roller mat out type intro where you dropping roses like Coming to America or nothing like that.
And we have a healthcare professional, LaShawn. Tell us about yourself, LaShawn.
I'm LaShawn. I'm a social work researcher, mom. Just happy to be here. Been a long time listening for some time. Just happy to be here.
Yes. She's going to add, the woman perspective to some of our spicy questions that Mike's going to moderate for us. Oh, we had to have the regular, moderators, hosts introduce themselves as well.
It's your boy Clip Brock now.
Open shirt Poppy. What up, y'all? We miss y'all.
Your boy Real Talk More as always. So, so good. So everybody's Thanksgiving was good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Can't complain.
It's a blessing, Cuomo was telling us to kind of keep distancing, so we kept it kind of smaller than usual. And then now starting Monday, indoor dining is shutting down again. So
yeah.
We're about to go back to that. I don't want to say depressed, but it's just like, I can't wait for 2020 to be over. I'm not even sure 2021 is going to be that great, but I just need a break, a pause, a restart.
Like, it's got to get better.
It has to. This can't be life. Right? Got to be love. You know what I'm saying?
There's only one way to go when you're at the bottom, right?
So I don't know. Do we want to talk before we start the show? We want to talk about anything social media current, like maybe the major hype situation, the craziness going on with him. That's been going down my timeline. Or any celebrity news.
Well, yeah, the major hype situation. If anybody don't know. His wife of 10 years. I think they was together 10 years.
Baby mother. They had kids together?
Did they have a kid?
I'm not sure.
Well, she was trying to have a kid in the bathroom with the next dude.
Hey.
We saw that after she said, I never cheated on him. But
So my thing about it is, because Cliff was telling me that she's a cop.
Was a cop.
Yeah, she was a cop.
She
yeah.
was a cop, or she
Yeah,
couldn't?
yeah. She lost her
Because
job.
dropping stuff like that's revenge porn. Revenge porn is a crime.
Oh, well,
You gotta
Where's
be
she from?
careful.
Where's she from?
Texas. I think he was a cop in Texas.
Yeah, she was a cop in Texas.
Texas, yeah.
I'd
She-
be careful with that.
She had a dude slap her up and get his knob slobbed.
he
and
did
all
a whole
that.
little amateur porn, and it was a bathroom, right?
Yeah,
Looked like it was a bathroom.
No, it was more than it was. He
There was
did
a
the
couple. I
scene.
seen a couple of videos.
There was a scene where she was whopping somebody, who was smacking her. At the
In the
same
Oh,
time.
so they had a sequel.
And
So
so-
she
Oh, I
had a
didn't
sequel.
see that.
Yeah, she had about 5
She
of
had
them.
a
I sent it
mixtape
tomorrow.
tour.
Yeah,
Yo. She
yeah.
had a mixtape tour.
But let's not forget how this all came about, because she went on social media to throw Major Hype under the bus,
For
and how he
beating her
was
and
beating her,
abusive to their
and she
kid
was so
or her
abusive. He
kid.
was so abusive, you know. And now her dirty secrets are coming out, you know. So I don't know.
Did y'all
Gotta
see
be
Major Hype when he
careful.
went live talking about it?
He was crying.
I mean, I hate to talk about people's business, but yo, I ain't see the whole live, but he was presenting facts like he was.
he had
a
receipts.
lawyer, B.
He had receipts. That's the thing.
When
you
you're
know
a
what I mean?
celebrity and then also a comedian kind of thing, when your life is making fun of people or situations, there's
Jokes
always
gotta
going to
fly.
be someone who wants to kind of do the same thing to
He
you.
lost a lot of followers. I heard he lost
Yeah, he
like
did.
100,000 something followers
He
because of
did.
the claims that she
Yeah.
made, you know, about him abusing her. So you gotta be careful out there, fellas, man. Even the woman you call your wife might be the knife.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
No, listen,
That's no
and-
bars.
but
That's a
listen,
bar. That's a
listen,
bar.
That's a
That
bar.
was a bar.
Definitely,
That was a
that was
bar.
definitely a bar. But what you gotta understand is, even though when you find out a situation like that, the back and forth, that joint is garbage to me. He should have. He's a professional. He's getting real money out there. He don't comment on nothing. You just take care. Will he take care of it? The reason why, what you call it? She tried to bash him with the whole beating and stuff. He got to comment on that. But then you throw out all these sex videos. You look kind of crazy doing that because
Yeah,
at
but-
the end of the day,
Yeah, he had like mad pictures of
it's-
dudes
no, he
Johnson
had.
in his phone. or
Listen,
something.
listen.
Yeah,
He had.
what he did was, pardon me, Cliff. What
Go
he
ahead.
did was, according to her, he cloned her phone to his computer. So he had everything that was in her phone.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So he was
So
going through.
she had the collection of Johnson.
She
Next
had the
level.
Jimmies in her phone.
Some
You feel me?
next level
Johnsonville
spying on your
sausage going
spouse.
on in the phone.
It's like, yo,
Cloning.
listen,
Yeah.
he was preparing himself for the inevitable, apparently. But if you gotta live like that, then why you even in that situation?
Yeah, why you
feel
in
me?
that relationship? Yeah, you right.
I always feel like if I'm on the I'm reading wifey's phone and stalking stuff like that, I don't know how to be in that kind of situation. I kind of feel like don't disrespect me, don't have me looking crazy, and I leave you be. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, my wife never touches my phone. I go to sleep with it and stuff like that, and vice versa. I only grab her phone when she says, "Pass it to me." I'm not in the shower with my phone, like, you know what I'm saying? Some people do that. The only reason why my phone's in the bathroom because I Bluetooth music from the phone.
Of course,
Other than
of
that,
course.
it's just like she could pick up my phone, I could pick up her phone. She go through my gallery as a man. We save crazy shit that we
Yeah,
send.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
not personal stuff. It's just videos and stuff like that. But it's crazy.
But-
yeah.
It just seems like they were in a toxic relationship
Yeah.
altogether. But you
Yeah.
know, they always say 3 sides to every story, so we'll see how it plays out. But
Yeah.
a lot of toxic.
Listen, I ain't paying that no attention. Man, to be
Yeah, I mean
honest.
it's unfortunate, but I feel like if you gotta research your partner's everyday life, whatever, you need to be with that person because it's gonna be too much. It's too much work. Next thing you know, you're gonna be doing this. You're gonna be following them. You're gonna be putting stuff under the car. It's just too much. Then you don't need to be with that person. If you don't got that trust factor like that, then come on.
And another thing that also makes me feel about that, like, to me, I'm more of a like how you make me feel, how we doing kind of stuff like that. Like if we good and stuff, some people be good in perfect relationship and still play Inspector Gadget. I'm not doing that. If we good, we comfortable, communication's good, then
Shit
I'm not
gonna
worried
come
about
up.
stuff.
It's gonna come up.
Listen, maybe
Go ahead.
she didn't feel all the love because he wasn't pounding her out in the bathroom and recording it like that
Like the other
random
dude, right? So
right? And that leads us into our first topic of the day.
Let's do it.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you're in these types of relationships, the title of this is Freaky Factor of Love, okay?
Okay.
You're in a relationship with somebody, your freak flag may fly a little higher, a little wider than theirs, right? And they might be a little conservative, right? So we're going to figure out how this can affect your relationship, right?
Oh, that's a good one.
So the first question to the day is, do you feel a person loves you more because of the different sex acts they are willing to perform?
you know what? You kind of have to get, in my opinion, as a man, you kind of feel like you want everything on the table. You know what I'm saying? You want everything to be an option. That may not be your go-to all the time, but when you're with someone, you want to feel like anything that both of us are comfortable with, that should be on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Before we dig too deep into it, I'm gonna tell you how I came up with this question here.
Okay.
I had a discussion with someone, and they told me about a time where they got their box 8 while they was on their period, and they said basically that they felt that that person who did that loved them more than somebody else who wasn't willing to do that.
Stomachs are stronger than others.
Right? So I was like, I was gone when I heard that, and I was like, you really believe that? That makes them love you more because they just super freaks?
Just think about it. You doing that situation, she sneezes and a blood clot splashes
I'm
on
straight.
your face.
I'm straight.
Party done.
Yeah.
I'm straight.
Show's
man.
over.
I'm
You know what I'm
straight.
saying? So
Let's get our ladies' opinion on
I'm
it.
straight.
Well, I think everybody has their own inhibitions and their own freak meter. So to each his own, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you said that situation, but then there's so many more. Like I know one thing that comes to mind is where you have partners where you've been with them a long time and they want to explore the idea of adding someone else to the equation. So I guess it's all about that couple's individual meter that they have with each other.
But would you say that justifies your feeling like they love you more? Like it's a deeper
For some
love?
people, it could be. They could see that as an extreme connection. Like he willing to eat my blood.
I want to pull Mike and Clifford into it, but I have an opinion on that. I want you to mention as well. So what do you
Nah, but you can't judge love by a sex act. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody's different for one.
Yeah.
But as far as when it comes to sex acts, who's freakier and who, some people, based on communication, y'all could talk about certain things that y'all want to do with each other. If you're comfortable with each other, then you take it there. But you got some dudes that lean on, or even some dudes or women that lean on their partners to do certain things, or else they know they're gonna go elsewhere. That's bad leverage. I think that's bad for a relationship. But you can't judge love for somebody based on an act, especially a sex act. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
To piggyback what Mike's saying is like that whole eat me out on blood, that shit is just straight up nasty, okay?
Yeah, we good on that.
That's some savage shit right there.
We good on
I
that.
would say some savage shit. That don't got nothing to do with love. That's just some savage people doing savage shit.
To each his own, though. Let's say that. To each his own.
To number one. But
no shame.
I think a lot of times is the lack of communication, right? Even if your partner is reserved and real conservative or whatever too, and you a freak, you got to let them know straight up, listen, man, there's some things you're going to have to improve on. That's what a lot of times that don't happen. People step out instead of having that conversation and whatever. You got to have a conversation with them. If that female, she don't know how to suck dick, you got to tell her, listen, you got to watch some porn. You got to get better on this because I got certain needs. It's not about.
It's one thing to not be good at it. It's another thing to say I don't do that.
No.
Exactly.
Listen. The trying part is 100% great. Some guys don't like to eat pussy or whatever. We all adults here. That's why I'm talking like that. Some guys won't eat the box, whatever too. But listen, you still gotta try it or try to make it work because now she could now say, fuck it, I'm not giving you head no more. I'm going strike. So it's just a communication factor, right? Some women are reserved. It's like, oh, they just want that old school, get on top, this, whatever, make love to whatever. Some girls want to be pounded out. So it's all the communication factor. I think a lot of times relationships, they lack that, and then they stepped out to get that, and then they say, oh, yeah, we can go to church together, and then they call somebody else to get the pounding. So you know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of sharing your experience, whatever.
But you agree that it does not.
No, I agree.
It
doesn't dictate. That's just some nasty shit going on. All right, that's it.
Okay, so let me jump on that. It was a couple of things that the panel said that made me wonder. One, with LaShawn saying how sometimes men want to bring another woman in, kind of thing like that. But then when a woman says, "Why don't we bring another dude in?" He's like, now you disrespectful, right? A lot of men are going to take that being disrespect. So I think we have to reevaluate, whether the sex acts mean the love thing or just are we really trying to make our partners uncomfortable, right? Because if you're married long enough or in a relationship long enough, there's wild things y'all used to do in the beginning, and then once the person gets comfortable with you, they're like, I don't really like that kind of thing, and things get taken off the table. I'm not speaking just personally. I just speak to a lot of married men. And it's just like, we used to do this. We don't do this anymore. I don't think the love changed.
She was doing that to get the ring. Once you
You know
got
how
the
they
ring.
say that,
Once
like
you got the
LeBron when
ring.
they chase the ring.
I don't do that no more.
But on a more serious note, it's sort of like it's the comfort level, right? Because if let's just say, for instance, I'm gonna put anal on the table. A lot of times when you're young and developing a relationship, you know, you try anal because of the act of this saying, oh, you do anal kind of stuff like that. But then it's just like, as you get comfortable with the person like, yo, it don't really feel that great for me to do the anal thing. And once you cross that threshold, I did the anal thing, is just sort of like, you know, why do I need to continue to do the anal thing? This is me personally speaking, when the vagina is where I really want to be. The anal things, if you tried it, just say you're a freak flag. You know what I'm saying? Or tossing salad. A lot of people, like Mike, is very uncomfortable when it comes to tossing salad. Every time I mention tossing salad to Mike, he blushes. You know what I'm saying?
We haven't had a conversation recently, but don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
But I say this is sort of like, you know, the tossing salad thing. I'm comfortable with it, but at the same time, it's sort of like, you know, your partner might be like, you know, okay, that feels okay, but that's not my thing, kind of thing. So it's all about getting the comfort, establishing that, and just not putting your partner in a compromising position. Like, for instance, like, you know, the anal thing, sort of like, you know, you did it, you done it, kind of stuff like that. The person don't like it, and the person's like, yo, let's do the anal thing. It's sort of like, yo, like, is your freakiness, you know, that freaky factor of just wanting to do certain things, is it worth making your partner uncomfortable?
What do you think though about your question you asked?
I'm with, you know, pretty much everything y'all was saying, especially on the communication factor, right?
That's key. Communication
That's
is top.
100%.
Because
100%.
you shouldn't decline in your sexual relationship as your relationship grows. You should actually expand. I think, honestly, for the relationship to grow and to, you know, it's going to change. So we should get to know each other even better and expand on these things. I want to know everything that you into. You should know everything that I'm into. Now, that's not to say you have to be into everything that I'm into, and vice versa. My whole thing is, regardless if I am willing to do something to you sexually, or if you're not willing to do something to me sexually, I never think it should move the barometer on my love for you.
Yes.
Or your love for me. Never. You know what I mean?
But I can see why it does, though, because sometimes you like something that's normal. You know what? Let me not use normal, right? Because normal is definitive to everybody else. That you feel like, yo, this is a basic thing that I like, and the other person doesn't really like it. Then the compromise has to come, right? Because it's sort of like, you know, like Clifford said earlier, some men, there's a stigma, especially in the Caribbean culture. There's a stigma that some Caribbean men don't like to go down on the women, right? They feel like they bring enough. In my language,
We bring enough pipe.
I was
I ain't gonna fuck around. Bring around, but we bring enough
He ain't gonna
pipe.
dance. He ain't gonna dance.
in my language, we
pipe.
say bois. Right?
Okay.
Bois translates to wood, which kind of translates to the pipe kind of thing. So in that stigma, that mentality, my pipe game is good enough for me to not have to go down. But the same men would be like, I gotta get my joints up. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a hypocrite like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotta be an equal opportunity.
It's different feeling. It's a different feeling. You deserve a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Like, okay, if
Wait,
you
before,
go ahead.
because I feel like it's so many men we're always gonna jump on the topic.
Oh, let's definitely have a.
Because you being on the other side of it, right? Like, you know, especially with how like men always want to get, you know, a blowjob, but they don't keep that same energy sometimes going down. How do you feel about that whole dynamic?
I mean, it's all about the measuring stick, right? So if you're with a lady and this is something she has a preference for and you're not into it, how's it really going to work in the long term? You know what I mean? So it's all about the measuring stick and what someone's comfortable with. I mean, if you get with a gentleman and you find that that's not his thing and you continue to stay with him, that means you kind of accepted it to a certain point. But
I feel like women are forced to accept that.
Let me say, LaShawn is being real reserved right now. I'm about to make you bring it out because she don't normally talk like this.
Don't get out hands. You know what I mean?
You're gonna have to
take the gun out the holster.
Give it to us 100, all right?
Yeah, this is views from the friends. So we ain't trying to keep it light. Listen, give us what you got to give us, please. Answer the question.
That's what I'm gonna tell you. And Mike, you know,
she being political.
It's all about
being
the
PC.
individual relationship, the measuring stick, right? So if you got your relationship and you saying, "Oh, we do A, B, C, D in the bedroom," and you got two other people like, "Oh my God, that's terrible," to each his own. So if that's what the girl or the man want to settle for, then that's on them. But you got to know what you accept in the beginning. You kind of gave the approval for it.
So you know what? As a married person, you know what kind of made me like, kind of just move past the whole threesome kind of thing. Where it's a two-thing factor, right? I'm not letting another dude in our bedroom. So out of respect, if my wife is not into another woman coming in, I gotta eat that, right? Because I'm not there's no scenario where I'm letting another dude with me.
Okay, so hold on. Before you go into telling us what you haven't done or won't do, all right?
I never said I've never been in a threesome
Okay,
situation.
hold on.
But that's a
Talk your
prior
shit,
life.
King.
Yeah.
That's a
so
prior
so
life.
we're gonna find out in a minute because our next question leads right into that. And LaShawn's gonna open this one up. And she's gonna be 100%. So since we're talking about these certain acts, the next part of this question is what's the freakiest sex act you have participated in, and was it with a person you were deeply in love with? So it's a two-part question. But I'm gonna start it off. All right, I give you a minute to think. And this is because see, it's a tough question because it depends. The freakiest thing could be just the act in general, or it could be the environment the act took place in, right? Mm-hmm. So, to go against what my brother said over here, I did something for the first time this year. All right.
You talk sad. You understand?
Listen.
Even when we get
Listen.
jokes, even when it's just jokes,
Mike,
blushes
Mike,
when it comes to tossing salad.
I was
can you
never-
can you bring a mic so people can hear this? This
I
is
was
dangerous
never,
talk.
I was never
So
an
we gotta turn
advocate
closed caption
for
for
this.
this,
Yeah,
too.
turn the
You
mic.
know, I
please.
honestly think with the rise of the COVID,
Yeah.
And the
I feel you
fear-
with that. The ass eating has to retire a little something until we get a vaccine.
but no,
flowing.
it was the
Nah, he on the
opposite
other
for me
side.
because I felt like the world could come to an end at any day now.
Yeah, he gotta bust
You
his
know what
gun
I'm
before
saying?
it's over.
So I was like, I've never tried this, and I've always been against it. And Mom will tell you, I talk bad about people who did such things.
And this guy's a
But-
freak, but for some reason the tossing of the salad.
I said, you know what? Listen, I don't want to end up not here anymore and the world ending. I
Did
can't
you sign
say.
paperwork? Like, did
I
you
never-
submit paperwork prior?
Nah, you know what? the whole ambiance was set up. I was, real intoxicated. That's
I knew
always
it.
the
I knew it.
excuse.
Blame it on the juice.
intoxicated.
Blame it on the juice.
Okay.
But I always felt the reason why I had never did that is because I was like, I don't know how to do it. I don't think I would be good at it. Is this some kind of format? Did a little research.
stop. What's
The
your
only
style?
thing is the person got to be clean. This
Absolutely. Yo,
tossing salads is fresh out of the shower activity.
I cleaned
No,
myself.
you bring shorty home.
I don't trust you to clean it.
No,
I'm going to clean this for
No,
you.
bringing shorty home from the club and you toss a salad. If a dude toss your salad after the club,
Don't do that.
That's a nasty dude. B.
Don't do that, man. Some nasty
That's
folk out
a
here.
savage.
So that I would say up to date. That's probably my freakiest thing. What you got, LaShawn?
I ain't got nothing.
Well,
I knew she was gonna do that.
I mean, I'll go.
Now, hold on, because I feel like y'all
Go
some
ahead.
heavy hitters.
Go ahead,
You know what I'm saying?
go ahead.
I feel like y'all some heavy hitters. So I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
just
go
jump in real quick because
Go ahead.
I keep it light. You know what
Okay.
I mean? I ain't out here
It was nice.
hitting home runs like Barry Bonds and no shit. So while this shit I probably done will probably relate to the environment. Just mixing it up in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, as far as like I don't know how some people they got like not deal breakers, but things that you absolutely have to do. For me, it's more of a feel out process, so it always depends on your partner. So I can't really say I really got too crazy like on some Mr. Marcus type shit. I kind of keep it,
Where
I keep it
specifically?
buttoned
Where
up.
was it at?
Movie theater, regular shit, nothing crazy.
Movie did it solid.
Now,
That's solid.
was it during the movie or after? Because I did one after the movie when everybody left, right before the cleaning crew came in. I swear, right as I was climaxing, she was coming in with the broom. And
Oh, I see. Is that play on words right there? Right when you was climax, she was. We gonna keep it going though. A movie theater during the movie. So it was a long movie. You know what I mean? So you get some extracurricular activities.
Was
in.
it like packed theater?
Nah, it was actually like a small. It wasn't like a multiplex. It was like
Okay.
it was like one of them small
Like
joints.
the Main
you know what I
Street
mean?
joint?
Nah, it wasn't in New
You know
York
that
City.
small shit in Main Street, right? We on Queen Heads. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It wasn't New York City. I gotta get out the town to get crazy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I gotta get out
That
of
makes
town.
sense.
But yeah, I know y'all some heavy hitters. So y'all gonna come in and knock in the runs real
I
quick,
mean, I've been before I was married. I ran through. went
Exactly.
through a couple of hoops and shit, but I think the wildest shit was when I was in college, right? And me and my basketball team, we went to this place called the Woodlands, right?
Basketball
So-
team.
The Woodland story.
Yeah. Actually, first Shorty was whopping me off in front of the whole club, and everybody's seeing. I didn't stop, and then
That's some wild shit.
yeah, and then I pounded out in the middle of the club, and then my basketball team was on this side, the females.
So
I
y'all
went to
put on the
school.
show?
So you was Usher
Nigga,
pretty much.
That's that
I
voyeur
was on
shit.
some. I
You was on your
some-
Usher
I
shit,
was
make
on
love in the club type
wall.
shit.
I was on the ball, and we got it in, whatever too. And then as everybody go to McDonald's after, they were like, "Yo, you a savage," you know, this whatever too. I didn't care. At this point, I was like, you know what?
Right
That's
in the middle of the
right in the
club.
middle of the club. True story.
I think the freakiest
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I was a savage at the time.
I think the freakiest thing is, and this I always got a caveat. This is a prior life. All right, wifey. This
Don't
is
do that, man.
Prior, no, I got the prior life.
Disclaimer,
Like
disclaimer.
timelines, kind of. It's to go from a banquet with some peoples to after the banquet, same peoples at the banquet, a train situation.
So you had a tie on and shit?
It was like a fundraiser.
That sounds like some movie
Church
shit.
people
Banquet.
from a banquet to like
Church people.
That
Yeah,
sound
why
like
you-
some Jehovah's Witness.
because the banquet was a fundraiser for the church kind of thing,
Oh my gosh.
and then from there,
Was there like a silent auction for your services?
no, it was crazy, and it was just like afterwards, it was a train situation. And
No, you got to clarify because when you
And
say
the-
train, you mean like on a train or multiple?
multiple,
Was you
multiple
first?
Yeah, where were you on the train?
Yeah, you feel me? Like, did you hop the
Put them
turnstile?
in the caboose.
I wasn't first, but the let's just say the community that I performed. the
That's a
train
wild
with,
banquet.
I was comfortable with. You know what I mean? It wasn't like strangers.
You
it was
gotta,
like,
I
I
mean,
don't do trains.
I never
If
did
gotta
that,
do a
B.
train,
You know
I
what I'm
gotta be first.
I never did that. I ain't gonna hold you.
and then,
I've been a conductor a lot of times. I'm talking about Long Island Railroad, whatever drink you want to talk about.
the craziest thing
I've been a
about that whole
conductor a long
situation was
time.
the net worth of this train is over $10 million.
Nah, the rich people get busy.
But that's what makes it an exciting situation.
The rich people get it in.
I'm borderline crack. I was the crackhead of the situation. I was the broke motherfucker of the train situation. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at
I've been
that.
a conductor of the Long Island Railroad for a long time.
I did
man.
one other act. I don't know.
I can't get jiggy with that.
I've
man.
been to those.
You can't get jiggy with a train.
I can't get jiggy with the
Y'all,
train.
y'all know the rooms of the
If the woman is,
clubs, not
if the
rooms.
woman is like, not to cut you up, but if the woman, I'm just answering what Mike's saying. If the woman is willing in her right mind, right capacity, I'm cool with it. If she's inebriated, drunk, kind of tipsy, I won't partake in because I don't need the
Yeah.
oh I didn't know what I was doing talk
Right.
afterward.
It wasn't consensual.
Even if she's doing the oh my head is spinning, I'm not partaking in that because sometimes
I can't get jiggy.
sometimes women will front like, "Oh, I'm so tipsy" when they not tipsy, just to
She was
excuse
on
the
board.
behavior. You know what
She
I'm
was
saying?
completely on board.
But go ahead. What were you
Hold
saying?
on, real quick before you do
Go
that.
ahead.
Yeah.
I can't get jiggy with that, but you gotta understand. I'm coming from a different spectrum. Like you talking about me, I don't drink or use drugs. So anytime I'm not gonna say y'all, but anytime people really get in a bag, they usually, you know what I mean, the edge is off. So you're not really think. So
Yeah,
me,
they get
I'm a
loose.
sober mind all the time, and I'm a avid overthinker. So when I get in them situations, I'm be like,
You can't be overthinking when the train
Yeah,
is
you
that's what I'm
definitely-
saying.
you
You gotta
jump
get off, I
on,
get off the
Listen,
track.
you
Get out of
definitely
there.
can't be on my Long Island Railroad. I'm telling you.
He's getting on.
Let me,
you out of
let
there.
me say the craziest thing I saw, witnessed was at a wild party situation where a dude started eating the butt of a stripper.
Oh yeah, that's regular shit.
But a random.
And
See,
I,
that
Yeah,
goes
that's-
back.
that's
and
that
I
right.
was
goes
a
back.
conductor. I was a conductor. That's before I was married. I was a conductor of this situation.
I can't. My
Yeah.
dude.
So after you was conducting the train, you went down. and-
No, I conducted
Yeah,
the
This
whole
is not a clean
process.
situation.
Whoever that
This
was,
is
they was
a-
wet. They was wet. Had to
But
be
see,
wet.
that's where we go to the initial topic. Like
Okay.
people who do these extra freaky things, it have nothing to do with love. He loved
No.
to. He loved to toss some salad, pretty much. He was his own pleasure, right? So I need you. You didn't give us an answer, LaShawn. I really.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
No. You are.
She
not-
getting
you
warmed
are
up.
thinking about
She
it.
gotta warm up.
I'm glad you caught it.
You gotta give us.
She gotta
something.
warm up, man.
You gotta give us something.
She trying to protect her political connects.
This Moscato thing, 'cause you being too tight.
She's trying to protect her
No,
political
we
connects.
can't leave this topic.
Now, I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds because there was a situation a while back. I went to damn, I forgot the name of the spot, but any of y'all know about they have the sex parties and stuff. They do it at the hotels, or they actually got a location. It's like a lounge.
Yeah, the
spot.
Password. I've been to the Password joint my prior life.
Yeah, well, I went to one of the.
Mike, it's always a prior life, my G. Listen, that caveat comes out every time I open my
One life, one love.
I went to this spot in Manhattan with somebody I was messing with, and there was a group of us or whatever. And basically, it was like 3 floors.
Like the swinger joints.
Yes, 3
Yeah,
floors.
I've been a conductor of those too.
First floor is like a bar
Before.
area, lounge area. I guess that's where y'all get to know each other type of thing. Then you go upstairs to the second floor. Second floor got a couple beds. It got a big wooden board with some straps connected to it. Some like freak shit up there. And then the
Eyes
third
wide
floor,
shut shit. Trust me, I'm
Yes,
linked.
I
I'm
know
linked.
you
I know you
I'm
ready,
linked up.
man.
I'm
Third
linked
floor
up.
is just like mad beds and like their couches. Because some people go there just to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people don't like to partake.
Yeah.
So I was involved with a little couple, and the person I came with, and we had a nice little session in there. So that
Now,
was,
did
that
y'all
was dope.
both
Y'all out here living.
tag somebody in?
Yeah,
it was
Y'all out
kind
here
of like a
living,
tag
man.
team match.
So
It
my
was a tag
challenge to
team
you,
match.
Mike, is if anything the pandemic taught you is you gotta motherfucking live.
You gotta
G.
live, bro.
I'm living, but I ain't out here. Let my dick swing.
Listen,
Like, you
No,
know, I'm
honestly-
challenging myself in other ways. You feel
Honestly-
me? Like,
Right.
Honestly, like before my wife and all this, what I was running wild. I was running through hoops. So I've been through I had to deal with a lot of experience. I've been to the swinger joints, whatever too, and I banged out somebody in front of. I banged out somebody in front of the person's spouse, and he
That's
was
gotta
okay.
be the
And I
freakiest
told
thing.
him,
Mandingo shit.
and I told him, I said,
That's
"Are you
Mandingo
sure? You know what's gonna go down?"
but some people
But
are
he
into
was,
that.
he
They
was,
actually look for
he
somebody
listen.
to
He
do
was
that.
turned on by. I said, "Listen,
You
you
lucky
want
he
to
didn't
call it-
touch
they
your
call-
balls though.
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
up.
He didn't touch your
Over
balls.
there, rubber
Yo, nah,
socks.
that's the thing.
How
They
you know
call
you
it a
was turned
cup.
on, Cliff?
Listen,
How you know
They
you
call
was
it a
turned
cup.
The
on?
nigga was
That's a
like,
real thing.
go ahead, go, whatever." I said, "Bro, you
You was watching adamantly.
listen, man.
Did y'all lock eyes?
I terrorized
Did you
his
lock
wife.
eyes with him as you was?
You remember the Dave Chappelle skit? Dave Chappelle skit when the guy beat his meat in the dark?
Oh, no,
Yeah, the real world.
I terrorized his wife in front of him. That was a young and
started
wild.
out.
I ain't gonna front. Real quick story.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna front. I think I be these opportunities be coming to my desk, but I'm elusive. You know what I'm saying? Because I work in customer service, and
Okay.
I think I had the opportunity. I might have had the opportunity to do
Yeah.
some shit like this before. Because one customer, where I fix cars, so whatever, I'm cashing the customer out, and he trying to get friendly with me and shit. So I'm customer service. You
That's
gotta be
how it
friendly.
works, though.
But check it. He with his. It must have been his wife. I don't know. So I don't know. He asked me for my number or some shit. You know what I mean? For like auto shit. So I gave him my number for like side job auto shit, but he hit me on some like "what you doing" type shit. I think he was trying to recruit me because he wanted me to.
And it's not even homo shit. Like, it's probably the same shit he talking about.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
like
yeah.
once I thought, I was like, yo, I think he wanted me to fuck his wife.
How about this? When I was younger in college, my senior year, I'm in London and shit like that, you know. And I'm a braver dude, you know. I've always been a jury dude. So I have my gold chain. I'm chilling in the club.
Chunky,
spot.
your shit chunky right now too. I see you.
I appreciate
I see you.
So I'm chilling, and Shorty was just like, "Oh, where are you from?" I'm like, "You know, from Queens." And this was the week.
He didn't even say U.S. He said, "I'm from
You know what I mean?
Queens,
Big
girl."
Queens.
You
know
better
how it
ask
is.
somebody.
Big Queen, you heard?
You know what that is.
So in the club was already bumping out here, but it just hit out there, right?
So you royalty.
So they was just like, oh, we loving the club. I said, I know 50-50 for my hood. Shorty takes my chain and kisses it in front of her dude.
Yeah, that could have been an ugly situation.
I kind of
Squared up.
did this because I'm thinking he gonna want to fight me because like. And he was just like, oh yeah, let's, you know, your chain is nice. Oh, you a rapper too?
different
I
over
said
the
no.
pond.
You a
And stuff like
rapper.
that. And then it's just like, oh, you should hang out with us. And I was like, you know what? I'm in London by myself.
You are a rapper though. Let's be clear.
I can't play those games. If I was with my boys or something like that, and I'm like,
Yeah, I feel
somebody
you.
could come get me,
you could explore
You
like
could have ended
that.
up in the hostel. That's what he would end up in the hostel.
With niggas putting shit in my ass, all kind of crazy shit.
It could have
you
been
know?
a whole nother
No
situation.
passport, nothing. You officially not a tourist
In a whole
anymore.
nother situation.
But
too.
sometimes those situations do happen where they try to invite you there. Especially, I heard that happens a lot on cruises. Sometimes there's like an older couple keep buying you drinks and shit like that, trying to see if you could come to their
I mean, the whole Eyes Wide Shut party thing, I don't want to put too much out there. I'm a Christian guy kind of right now. All that's behind me.
changed.
You
He's
know what I mean?
changed.
Changed life. You understand? But what I'm saying, those parties, you got to be up to it. You gotta have an experienced mind for that. That's not for anybody to just. You can't just take.
It's a certain kind of
You
person.
can't
Not
just
everybody.
take somebody that you know that's not about that life to that kind of thing, because it could ruin the friendship. It could be like, yo, what you trying to do here to me? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta test the waters with the right person and go in there with the right person. So
to touch to
Pardon me.
no problem. To further touch on your question though, right? Because your question is. Was it someone you deeply in love with or
yeah,
not?
nobody even
I
answered
think the
that part of it.
wildest. No, but that's what made me want to bring it in. I think it's usually the case. The wildest shit happens outside of the person you
Outside
love.
of that, yeah.
I
It's
mean,
hard
But
to
why
do
is
those
that, though?
things.
Because
It's-
it's a certain level of respect sometimes that you have for your spouse, where it's just like you don't want to put them out there, kind of thing like that.
And
But
then-
wait, is it a thing that maybe if you take it too far, you be looking at them different type shit?
Because then it's just
Like, yo,
No.
hold up.
now you went from Bruce Wayne to Batman. Now
Right,
it's like,
you
yo,
got me
yo,
out
yo,
at breakfast.
not
looking at
even
each
that.
other like,
Look, not even that.
I didn't
All
know you
right,
was into
so
that.
me and him are married. You're not. Okay.
Y'all gonna stop? Y'all gonna stop that shit? Everybody know the vibes, man.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to.
Every episode.
Yeah, I know, I know.
And I'm sitting over here like,
No. I'm trying
Yeah,
to
we
put a
know.
disclaimer. I'm trying to say this. What I'm saying is, stuff like that you want to do it with somebody you love, whatever, too. Because every relationship had their whole stage. Even the person you're with, they're never gonna tell you the wild shit they did with you because they want you to have that level of respect for them, right? Everybody has a past, right? If you're an adult, you know that, right? So you're never gonna get into some situation like that. You're gonna be like, damn. You're gonna feel some kind of my fucking wife just do this. It's gonna mess you up
so
psychologically
are
for
you
the long
saying
haul.
none of the freaky stuff you did in the past before you were married, you wouldn't do with your wife?
I wouldn't. No, none of that. Fucking hell no. Because I would.
Really?
So you think he gonna
because
let somebody pound out his wife while
Hell
he's
No,
watching?
no. I'm not talking in that regard, but like
But that's some of the
say you're
freaky shit
feeling
you
freaky
did.
one night and your wife wanted to get it in right there in the middle of the club.
What you
wanna
mean?
go with her?
I wouldn't do it for because at the end of the day, like I'm a new parent too, so it always play a factor for me now how I move. So I'm not out here. My social media is the truth. I'm not out here acting like I'm doing this, I'm doing that because I gotta respect my family. I was a wild boy.
Well, see, that could start a fight.
No.
That could start a fight. She could be like,
100%.
"You my husband. I want you to fuck me right here, right
And then
now."
I'm gonna tell
What
her
are you doing?
straight up. You better conduct yourself accordingly.
With respect.
Oh yeah, listen.
I know you.
But Mike, think about it. What he said, like in the club situation, right? Because dude, in the club, there's alcohol going, there's drugs going, and shit like that. A dude watch you wildly pound out a shorty, and there could be some wild card nigga who think he could partake in that. Now you catching a body because of that.
Yeah, like now. Listen, I'm getting.
Y'all staying
Listen,
together
hold on.
the
Listen.
whole
Well,
night.
I, listen.
Niggas is wildly disrespectful
I
out
put
here.
my ladies in the air. They don't come down. So now he think he could do the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? He picking her up. He doing all this, but he's right though. That all leads to stuff. That's another reason why it's off the topic. I don't party with my wife or even when we was in a relationship because dudes got that. Yo, you know. She got a butt, big
ready-
butt, and then
you ready to
she
shake with a nigga.
She know she got the grab and all that.
You know what I mean?
The
hold
grab and
up.
all that. Now I'm like, hold
Are
on,
you
what's going
secure?
on?
Oh, wait.
No,
Hold
it's
on,
not about. It's not. It have nothing to do with insecurity because my wife is in a sorority and she be in brunches, she do whatever, and I be doing 16. Now I don't care about that because I feel like a woman's gonna do whatever with her too. It's to avoid drama. Dudes
feel
don't
that.
understand that. So she might be wearing something that reveals certain assets, and the dude is pulling
assets.
up.
You see he did.
I don't want to do that all night to play security. The big black man. What's going on? Like yo, So to avoid it. To avoid it, I just like listen. You party with your girls, I party whatever too. Boom, And if it's like functions where we got to meet together, then we do it. But other than that, I don't club. You know that. I don't club and do the other thing.
What if she wants to go out one Friday night and party?
Oh, no.
She wanna put
It
on
got
her
to be
red
certain
freaky
places.
dress.
It got to
Yeah,
be
right.
certain
It
places.
gotta
you
be
can do that.
it gotta be certain places, and it gotta be more of an intimate setting. It can't be a club. It could be a lounge.
It can't be like Amazon.
It could be no.
Amazon.
No,
you
no.
take
It could be
back.
like
old school.
Listen, it could be a lounge. Cause hold on. I could have the bubble guts. Gotta go to the bathroom. Next thing you know, everybody. You know, it's just too much. So sometimes to avoid the drum.
You shitting in the club?
No, I mean,
You gotta go. You gotta go.
listen, I'm a grown man.
Nah. Well, hold on.
Don't sit on the toilet.
Let's stay on the
Let's go
topic.
and
What
hear
I'm
what LaShawn wants to say.
Go ahead.
Yo, get in the game, man. You heard you on the bench. Get in the game.
What are you doing? Come on, you keep it low key. Whatever. You did a little pepper shade. What are you doing?
We swinging you the rock.
What have you done?
Put it in the basket.
That is.
Oh, my God.
You can't
Okay, in the bedroom.
You can't reach the age that we
It's
are
okay.
and not
But
done.
what have you done in the bedroom?
You pleading the fifth? If you pleading the fifth, just say that.
You know the bedroom.
You pleading the fifth?
I guess so. You know, lady.
Keep
never
it a buck.
tells.
You pleading the fifth? Because I know you kind of
The
outnumber
lady
this
never
shit.
tells. The lady never
No.
tells.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but let me tell you another thing I kind of learned, right? Because you know how we always get stuck with wanting to know our partner's past, like you said, like everybody has a past.
I don't want to know, Jack.
I don't. I learned that.
I'm
early,
Mario
right?
Winans. I say that all the
Let
time.
me tell you why. Because the person could tell you a situation, and you was just like, that situation kind of spicy.
Start judging.
And then now you weirdly either one, you judge, or two, you want to recreate that with you. And what they not in a space where they want to do that
feel
anymore.
slighted.
And
Yeah.
now you feel like you don't love me like you love that other dude.
I'm
That's why
Mario,
you
kid.
gotta pace that.
I'm Mario
I don't want
Winans,
to know,
B.
right?
I don't want to know, B.
Yeah, it's better that way. Go ahead.
What's the
We've
next
been
one?
on to that one, and LaShawn did not answer the question, so
She gonna cook though. I feel it.
we're gonna
She
let
gonna
her
cook.
rock there. The next one, you can answer this first. This is more tame.
Uh,
Does a conservative sexual partner make you feel less loved? So this goes back to our first question. What about, the freaks doing freaky stuff? Maybe you feel they love you more because they're willing to do whatever. So the opposite of that is if they're a little more conservative and they're not willing to participate in different freaky things we may have done, does that then make you feel like they may not love you as much? Or they may not be in love with you as much as you think?
Probably to a certain extent, yeah. Because I feel like if you're, like you all probably at the table have been with that person that will just let you just will do anything for them. You know what I mean? So I feel like if they're not doing certain things or they want to remain conservative, how comfortable are they with me not to want to explore? You know what I mean? Or not to be feeling me enough to say, you know what? Like it was something on social media where Big Sean said he doesn't eat seafood, but his father told him one day you're gonna find that lady to make you eat the seafood. And there's a clip of
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Janae Aiko feeding him seafood. You could see he's about to vomit, but he ate the seafood.
Oh, I thought we was talking about the box.
She talking about real food.
Real seafood,
Yeah,
okay.
and he ate it. He said, "My dad said this is how I'm gonna know that I'm with the person I love." So it's to that
And
extent.
Janae is half Asian, so of course, there's a lot of
But
seafood.
you could physically see him like he wanted to
He
throw
wasn't
it
with it.
up,
Yeah.
but she fed it to him and he took it and he brought it back to his dad saying that's how you know when you love someone because you're going to find yourself doing things you wouldn't normally do. So I think I personally would question it if they weren't really willing to take it that extra mile in the bedroom. Yeah.
I think if I can answer that, I think the conservative partner does kind of like, for instance, I'm a big dude. I've always been a big dude, so it's just like whenever I've been married for a long time, but before
We not doing this no more, man. Listen, I'm checking you. Every time you say that, I'm gonna check you.
If you talk too spicy, you sound like you still in the game. So
Hey,
you
listen,
gotta clarify
but your wife know what time it is,
Okay,
right?
all right. So to answer that, my thing about it is, it's like this. If I'm with someone who shows too many restraints, it starts to make me question my appeal and my attractiveness, right?
Okay.
Because the number one thing I learned as a big dude, especially when I got to my mid-20s, is like, yo, if I think I'm getting the same chicks that Usher is getting or Idris Elba, I'm gonna waste a lot of time chasing after shit that I shouldn't be chasing. I kind of be like, yo, I gotta know my field.
You
I gotta,
definitely don't want the same chicks Usher's getting.
Oh yeah, but that's true.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like to me, it's just like they always say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's a
but
fact.
sometimes you wasting your shots and time. I wasted in my early 20s. I wasted a lot of time chasing after certain girls that had no attraction to me. No, and it's just like you breaking your heart and your energy. Not to say that you subtle, but you kind of got to get the feel of the woman that kind of attracts you. I say that to say that if I know I'm fishing in the right pond and the person's just being neutral to me or lukewarm, then it makes me feel like, yo, am I wasting my time with this person? I want someone to be like, yo, they love me for me and they're comfortable with me, then we should be willing to do whatever it takes and vice versa.
But my thing is that I'm gonna let you two answer in a minute. The reason I say the conservative sexual partner is because it may be something with them that they just don't feel like they can do certain stuff. You know what I mean? And
But
maybe it's your job to make them feel
They might lack the
ultra
confidence.
comfortable
Can I answer? Can I answer?
Give them the confidence to do those things. I don't think it affects how they love you, or you should feel like they love you less.
So this is my response to that, and then I'll let depend on it. I think this: when you're with a woman, if you make your woman feel sexy and comfortable, like because there's a lot of times that men we compliment our woman, and then when she becomes our woman, we just ignore her.
Yeah,
You got to make your woman feel like, yo, she is Beyonce, Halle Berry, whoever, all the time. And I feel like once you have your woman feel sexy and comfortable, that conservative shit goes out the window. Because what is she shy for? She's with the nigga who sees her as this high, and it makes her uncomfortable and feel sexy. That's my opinion. Go ahead.
I mean, like I said, like everything you're saying, that there's strong points in but the communication got to work out. These are some of the things you got to, even when you start a relationship, you got to let a woman know your sex drive, okay? You don't want to go into a relationship and then she doesn't realize, I'm an old school Haitian man, you know what I mean? I like to have sex. So I let him, listen.
Old school Haitian man.
I'm an old school Haitian man.
I'm an old school Haitian man, so I let it known early. This is my expectation. So when stuff goes to hit the wall, she already know what it was. So we don't have to experience. A lot of times, people get in relationships and they want to wait till 6 months to a year to start talking about all this whatever. Too. Sometimes you gotta, when you know the relationship is getting serious, you gotta put it out there so you know to step away or to go forward. A lot of times, relationships, we wait too long to be like, listen, I'm not into that. I don't really like to do that. I only did that because, I want to get you with you, whatever, too. Then you compromise yourself from the beginning.
But to counter that, if you get that right person, it's just gonna flow.
It's definitely gonna flow. But I think a lot of times is, you might be with somebody conservative, and if I want my joint to get spit on, you gotta spit on. Not to be. Listen. If I tell you from jump, you know what, this is what I like, whatever too, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm cool with it too. Then when it's time to do it, you're like,
Nigga, Cliff got an instruction manual.
I heard you say that spit on line a couple of times.
You got an instruction
Let me ask you
manual.
this question. I don't usually give people business. When you say that spit on shit line, like you want your shit to get flamed on?
I want it to be hawked. Because you know what it was gonna listen.
But hold on.
Listen. Not the joint in the back. But listen. I want you to be in tune. So I don't want this shit. Listen.
It's mad wet.
Yeah. Listen, hold on.
And you go back
Listen,
to
I
it.
don't want. No. The flum joint is that's borderline disgusting. I'm not talking about the shit from the back. I'm just talking about the shit that's gonna marinate. Because when you do certain stuff like that, it's gonna make the sex so much better. That means you're like, damn, she willing to step out of her element. Even with the guys too, but you gotta lay it out on a table first. You can't get into a situation.
Here's my question.
Go ahead.
Off the rip, you gotta lay it on.
Not
on
off the rip, but you can feel certain vibes where it's headed. Go ahead.
Let me answer then, Mike. I want to.
You got laid out on the table versus just teaching her what you like.
Listen, okay. sometimes people, because you could teach them 1,000 times, they're just not good learners.
Well, are you a
Some,
good teacher?
sometimes they just got a disability. They can't comprehend what's going on, and that's just what it is.
Sexual
You know what I'm saying?
Sexual dyslexia.
Sometimes people got discipline and can't
Fair
comprehend.
enough,
So
fair
that's
enough.
why I put it on the table. Every time I was in a relationship, I let the girl know exactly what I wanted, and because I didn't want to waste her time. If you don't like the way I'm moving, there's a million tall, big Haitian niggas, the bald head, whatever. Go get them. That's what I said. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I laid out. You know?
Listen, it's like this, man. I see it like this. I heard a great man say this once.
Okay.
The right system could turn a role player to a superstar.
That's facts.
Okay.
Meaning, like it
You
seems
remember
like
when Dellavedova was killing in the finals? That was the race system. Sidebar.
That's what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it seems like you come into the game, you already got your, sports references. Part of me.
Yeah.
You like D'Antoni. You like, listen, this is the system we running. Give me the players. This is what we running. I don't care what. Even Phil Jackson with the triangle. We running the triangle.
Yeah.
I don't care what you could do.
No,
So now every player not gonna work with you. So you got a higher, probability to fail with some people or to be disappointed.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I kind of like to go with the subject. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You got to feel out the person you communicate. You see how the communication is going, and then you see what they comfortable with, and then you go with that, and you let them go off in that system.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I'm not the type of dude
the right
to come
system
in.
turns Trey Burke into Allen Iverson.
saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But then listen, you
So
know what?
basically,
No,
are
listen,
you
hold
saying
on.
if they can't
Go
produce
ahead, Mike.
in that system, so like, are you saying that?
Well, see me, I'm not a demanding coach, player.
I don't know.
I see a player.
We gonna get everybody confused with these sports references.
Yeah.
And
I see
you're
a player.
saying the person can't really perform.
It's subjective
or
for me.
reach that where you want them to reach in your relationship, as far as in the bedroom. Is that gonna make you feel like, oh, she don't love me like that?
No. For me, hold up. For me,
Go ahead.
I'm not demanding when it comes to that side of the relationship. You know what I mean? There's other things that are more important to me. You know what I mean? Communication for one.
Yeah.
Compatibility for one. And if we clicking on I hate to sound like a woman, but if we clicking on a mental and emotional level, then everything else is gonna work out. You know what I mean?
The
So I
Notebook.
don't have demands.
Definitely sounds like the Notebook.
I'm just listen. Listen. Nah. Hold on. Background story. I was raised by all women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't
Okay.
have a father figure in my life.
Okay.
My mother, my aunt, my sister, my cousins, my grandmothers.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like behind a G wall a little bit. So I kind of see how they move, and I kind of adapted the way they think.
That
and,
makes you the best player,
what I'm
though,
saying?
sometimes.
So I'm not demanding. So I mean, I never equate a sexual act to love. Like it's other things that you.
But
could,
they have to be at least willing to try. Wouldn't you say? You agree there?
I mean, I don't apply pressure. I ain't gonna front.
It's not about
I ain't gonna
applying
front.
pressure. If
Because
there's
I'm
something
a-
that
I'm-
your significant you like, and you let your significant other know, and they're like, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
See, I like
Come
to
on now.
read
You gotta
people.
at least be willing to try.
You know what?
gotta
You
know
know
why is the
what?
no.
But let me say something, right? The reason why I put it out there and I laid the foundation out because I don't want to have to do that. Oh no, and stuff whatever. So I let it out. Listen, you get a feel when you dating somebody. If you with somebody,
You know, people will lie, Cliff.
oh yeah,
They're
a
doing
lot.
the representative.
Yeah, listen, but a lot of times is they'll say some people will say no to you, and then the next dude
say
they'll
yes.
get rug burns. You understand what I'm saying? You can't play that shit with me. And then next thing you know, I found that you got rug burns because you got all crazy with the next person. So a lot of times,
Charge it to the game,
communication. No, you definitely charge the game. It's nothing personal. It's what you call it. But the communication. A lot of times, I do what's called date nights for me, right? In my non-relationship, whatever, too. The reason why I do date nights, whatever, too, and I've done that for years with my relationship, whatever, because I got to know what's going on through the week. I work a lot, she work a lot, so it plays back to see what's going on and fill out information. And she always tell you, he always letting be known, this is what he wants, this is whatever. So it's no room to be like, damn, I don't know what's going on. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
When you do it that way, for me, it's a better understanding of both parties. But if you just say, oh, yeah, if she's not willing to try, and then you give her some room, or vice versa with the guy, it gives him time to stray.
So let me jump in. I want to push it back to Mike. you got to also define, right? Because a lot of times we say a conservative partner. Like, what defines conservatism? Are they not giving head the way?
That's true,
that
too.
you-
That's
on the
true,
subject.
too. You know what I'm saying?
That's
right?
true,
Because
too.
my conservative be like, yo, my wife hates giving oral. That's not a true example. I'm just saying that. And Clifford conservative.
Yo, you gotta stop, bro.
That's what you do. I'm just saying.
You go home to the show.
Listen to the show.
Yo,
Make sure I'm good.
Chains on the door. Code red.
Clifford conservatism might be like, yo, you're not gonna pull it out at McDonald's drive-through and something you up while they bringing the
Yeah,
food.
it's different. It's different.
Right, so that's two different levels
But
of
that's what I'm saying.
conservatism.
It's all based on you. What's
Yeah.
conservative to you?
Yeah.
It's not a specific barometer. It's whatever you consider conservative in your relationship, and vice versa. I mean,
You got a
But my
lot of good
thing is-
topics. I want.
oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next
Yeah.
thing. My whole thing to wrap this whole thing up
Yeah.
is, I say it does not mean that they love you any less. The only thing that would tell me that my significant other loves me less if they're not willing to try. You got to be willing to try.
And if they see you're hurting
what I'm
about
saying?
something and they're like, F it, that he got to deal with
Yeah.
it, then it's kind of
because I would try for her.
Exactly.
You know? All right, we're gonna move on to the next topic, all in line with what we was talking about, but little more tame.
Okay.
So
You're out getting the game.
it's understanding monogamy. All right.
Okay.
In the haste to be married or monogamous, people don't really consider the fact that they are responsible for ensuring all their spouse's needs are met. All right. I seen something on social media where it was discussion between a couple, and it's about the woman really didn't realize the responsibility of being monogamous and being that sole provider for all her man's needs. That's what it seemed like. All right, so the first question under this says, does monogamy mandate that you must fulfill all your spouse's desires?
You wrote that?
Yeah, that
shit
that's
was well
poetry,
spoken.
Right?
Well spoken.
LaShawn,
Yeah.
as the woman on
Mandate.
panel, we'll let you go
Yes.
first.
Yeah.
Let's cook though. You
Hey,
heard?
come on,
Like
come
I'm
on,
tired of
give
TV
a-
dinners. Like, come
Yeah.
on, let's get a
Yeah.
feast.
My
Come
man
on.
went Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying?
Let's get a feast.
You
heard?
and your Dawson
That's
Creek
monogamy.
shit. We just.
Let me
we
read
got-
that for you again.
yeah.
Hold on,
Listen,
let me
let's
read
not
it for you
let's
again.
not let's not be on PBS. Let's turn to HBO real
Because
quick.
it's usually the
Yeah.
woman who wants the monogamy. The
Right,
woman is
right.
usually the one that influences that.
Right.
So does monogamy mandate that you must fulfill all of your spouse's desires? And it goes in line with what we just finished talking about, pleasing your spouse. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it does though.
Okay. So you're saying that as the spouse and y'all in a monogamous relationship, you don't.
Are we just
fulfill-
talking sexually, or are we talking everything across the board?
We're talking everything across the board.
Gosh, life happens though. That's the thing. Life happens.
Yeah, cause
That's
I got a response for this monogamy thing too
Yeah.
because it bothers me, the whole conceptual.
That's a
So-
tricky one. If we talking sex, I mean, to a certain extent, you want to
Okay.
say
So
yeah,
let's go. Okay. So you say yes, sexually wise.
yeah, certain extent,
Of course, you're gonna say yes emotionally, right?
yeah.
Okay, so where can you not fulfill their desires? Where do you not have to be all in? on
Where can you
fulfilling
come
their
up short?
desires? If y'all monogamous, remember, monogamy means that I can't go to somebody else and get this because you want me to come to you only and you only.
Right.
All right, so that's your job.
I
now.
like how you define the definition so we could understand
That's
what's
your
going
job.
on.
It's
I
my
think we
job
have
to
a
be that
certain
one for
level of
you.
commitment to fulfill it. You know, will it be as intense as it is if you're less tired? Will it be as intense as it is if you're less tired? Probably not. But I think that's a tough one. That's a real.
I'm good.
You, I think this
Yeah,
the
well,
whole monogamy thing, right? It's always this, you know, it's gray, right? Because a lot of times we always equate monogamy to just sex, right? But a lot of times, especially married people, we cheat emotionally way before we cheat physically, right? Because the physical
Even
cheating, yes, the physical cheating is that's our letter of the law that makes us feel like, you know what, I didn't put my dick in somebody else, so I'm a good person. That's right.
That's a justification.
That was a real nasty kind of.
That's a justification for the
That
bullshit.
allows you to go to sleep at night.
I
and
didn't know
say,
you had that in you.
Yo, my dick hasn't been in somebody else, so I'm good. But emotionally, we have already cheated a long time ago. And a lot of times we're emotionally cheating. And you got to catch yourself. So I say this, monogamy, to me, monogamy is just like this. A lot of times on both parties,
men and female, we think that just because our sexual parts are not in somebody else, that we're monogamous to the person. Meanwhile, our hearts, our desires, our mental capabilities is being shared with other people, and other energies are influencing our relationship. So I think if we think that just monogamy is just enough, that the fact that you didn't sleep with somebody else, that you're being monogamous to your partner, you got to re-question, you got to reevaluate that. Because a lot of time we know our partner's needs, but because we're in a hurt place, we're ignoring them. But we go to sleep saying, I didn't sleep with somebody else, so I'm monogamous to that person. No, you're allowing that work husband about to pull her away from you, or that work wife about to pull from you, because you're not being monogamous on an emotional and spiritual level.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying you are required to fulfill those desires.
Yeah, but it's bigger than sex. I think we define monogamy with sex too much. I think it's more than that. It's more than that.
But you're responsible as the spouse.
Definitely.
If we're monogamous.
When you're in a relationship, especially marriage or a serious relationship like that, I think the biggest portion that we fail is the friendship factor.
Yeah.
We always look at we got to be a provider or we got to give the person sex, but we fail at being that person's friend.
I can admit, honestly,
and we need to be that person's friend. Like it took me a long time into marriage. Like it used to be weird when my wife would say that I'm her best friend. And early in the marriage, I'm like, you're not my best friend. And in my head, and that's mean. That's mean. And then you kind of break it down and realize, like, yo, she's my best friend in a different way, right? Yeah. Like my number one best friend, no disrespect, is my brother, right? Because we have different relationships. Then my next best friend is my man Mike.
So he got a ranking list. How many you got on your list?
No, but his best friend is different levels. Then you just realize at the end of the day, my wife is my best friend because we share a lot. Like, there's certain things that I can't burden Mike or Clifford with. I burden my wife with, and vice versa. So she is my best friend. But you got to learn that kind of thing. And then I just realized to be a good partner, I had to be her best friend. And not just the ways that's easy, but the ways that's not easy as well. So that's my take on monogamy.
This nigga spitting.
Go ahead.
I'm supposed to follow that? I was like,
you are supposed to follow that.
I don't even remember the question, B.
Right, so does monogamy mandate that you fulfill your spouse's every desire?
Every desire, that's a lot of pressure, bro. Yeah. Like, you can't expect one person. Facts. You can't expect one person. You can't put the pressure on one person to do everything for you. You can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to put them in a position to use their strengths. I mean, obviously, there got to be some communication to where they should be aware of most things. But, you know, you can't have a conversation about everything with one person. I mean, maybe you can if you're lucky enough to find that person.
Not to cut you off. But that's why I asked this because, and I'm going to go back to this, no offense, it's usually women, right? You just said you can't expect them to be able to handle everything. You know what I mean? Most things. But if y'all come in a situation and something is then brought out that maybe your spouse didn't know because you didn't feel like you could communicate that with her.
Yeah, then she
communicated that with somebody else.
Slighted.
And she's like, oh, you know, why didn't you share this with me? And why did it, you know what I mean? So they want to be responsible for everything that's concerning you or everything that involves you. But they have to understand, you better be ready to handle everything.
I feel like people spend too much time thinking about what they don't know as opposed to what they do know. When you start thinking about what you don't know, then you start thinking about coming up short in that area. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you just deal with what's on your plate, then I mean the rest of the stuff is like it doesn't really matter.
So Cliff, what's your take on the monogamy question?
My take is this: I think it's all plays into just sacrificing, right? You got to be willing to sacrifice in a relationship to make the person happy. You got to sacrifice. You got to do a lot of things that you just don't want to do, right? Mm-hmm. But you can't fulfill everything, right? So even though as a woman you like your man tell you want this, whatever too. You just gotta explain to them this is not gonna happen. You know what I mean? This is not gonna happen.
Areas they gotta
and then vice versa. As a man, you gotta explain. So listen here, I know that your last relationship he might have been taking care of you, but I don't make that money or whatever. It's just a communication. A lot of times we get into stuff and then we get frustrated after we find out, damn, this person can't do this, whatever. So it's a sacrifice, and I think it's a level of communication to explain how we're going to handle certain areas, gray areas, or just in general.
Are you comfortable
yes.
with your wife,
okay,
hypothetically, your wife having a work husband who she says, oh, he compliments me every day on how pretty my jewelry
We
is.
know
No.
how men get it.
Right?
We know
But
how
you
men.
you don't say how beautiful I look every day. Every day he's, oh, you look great in that outfit,
First of all,
whatever.
like I
Are you
said,
comfortable with that?
I'm not comfortable with that.
That work husband
But
is
hold
dangerous.
on, I'm
yo.
not comfortable with
Like
that.
BBC would say dangerous, yo. I'll tell you why I actually thought.
Listen. Sex could be 2-3 minutes. If you found out your wife was texting a nigga for 5 months, or you found out she fucked him one time and whatever, it's gonna fuck you up psychologically before, because you know he built something to you. He built something that long to get her trust to have said whatever to him. When you find out, okay, she cheated. And she said one time, whether it was the case, but you found out all the text messages. She was like, I remember Tuesday when you called me and we did this.
You know, y'all was
and
in
then
the
you
house
read
together.
all the
Timeline, mental
messages.
timeline.
Oh, I remember when we went to the Bahamas and your husband thought this, and you read this shit. You like, it's gonna mess with you more than the fact that they just fucked. Seriously. So I'm not comfortable with her work husband and work wife and all that, whatever. So like I said, you can't handle everything that's going on in a relationship, whatever. So, but you could try your best.
I
with
feel like it gotta be a
communication,
balance, man. It
right?
gotta be a balance.
It gotta definitely be a balance. But you gotta also. A lot of times, I feel like men and women, they don't lay out their foundation. They come into it and they say, "Oh, it's gonna get better, and then they stuck.
I already know. Hold on.
No, go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna go on to the next topic. I already know your answer.
So let me.
to it.
So before
You
we
got
move
one
on,
more?
yeah, because the reason why I said the work husband, work wife shit is dangerous, right? Because
That shit is ultimate dangerous.
I realize the work husband, work wife shit is dangerous because being the psychological and not necessarily work husband, but that role in my life allowed me access to women that I wouldn't have had access to before. But when you get to hear all the problems and you can provide solutions to those problems in a set where the expectations limited, that's dangerous, yo. You know how perfect a work husband could be?
Hand, right?
He has the
It's
upper
like
hand.
always
He
has-
spends set amount of hours. He knows the limitations. He knows not what to do. He don't have to pay your bills. He has no responsibility. He just fulfill the needs that you don't have. So the dude who's busting his ass to pay the mortgage, that's not you. The dude who's taking care of her, that's not you. But the shit she's annoyed about, you get to fulfill, it's easy.
Yeah.
That work husband shit is dangerous.
Shout
But
out
go
to the
ahead.
work husbands getting a lot of pussy. But on to the next topic. Okay, so we already know Cliff's response to this question just by that. If your spouse, yes, that does it. If your spouse makes a sexual request that you aren't comfortable with, should they be allowed to seek satisfaction elsewhere?
What?
So my thing is what? So let's bring
No.
it right because I want to answer that question because I feel like I'm open-minded.
Let the woman.
Okay.
Yeah, she gotta get in the game.
Yeah,
Right.
we know.
Ain't no pressure though. No pressure.
No.
All right, so you
God, no.
completely refuse to give your man head. You just, I'm not doing it.
Just normal
See, that
head.
would be me though.
All right, no.
No, it's hypothetical.
This is hypothetical, but
Mike is a
you-
cross-examiner.
Yeah, you refuse to, and your reasoning is no. I just don't feel I should have to. I'm the wife, you know. Does he not deserve the opportunity to go seek this elsewhere? If that's all he's going out to seek,
He deserves the opportunity to end the relationship or make that decision. Is this a person that I could be with if they're flat out knowing
Is that a
me?
deal breaker?
I
that
hate
example?
when people always, it's not.
it's always got to be the end of the relationship.
Yeah,
No.
that's the thing. No, because women always say that. Break up with
You
me
gotta
and then
just-
go out
No,
and stuff like that. It's not that cut and dry.
If you are with someone and you say, listen, I want you to do this, irrespective of bringing another person in, let's just take that off the table. If that person is not loving you enough to say, you know what, this is what my partner wants, you got a bigger issue at hand. That's the bigger
Yeah.
issue. Now, irrespective of just because I know there's a lot of people that want to bring people in. But if it's something like oral sex or anal or whatever, and that person is not willing to try that for you at least once, there's a bigger issue with that relationship. That's why I say you got the right to then decide, is this the thing for you? But you don't have the right to say, you know what, I'm going outside to get it.
So to like kind of push back on your question. It's just like, what are we talking about as far as the limitations, right? Like if I want to pick up midgets and throw them against the wall, right, and then sleep with them, and my wife's like, she's not down with that. I'm crazy if I feel like I should break up my relationship because I'm going to throw midgets against the wall. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's my thing. If you communicate that to your spouse,
Yeah.
and you respect her belief that she's not into throwing midgets.
Yeah. Certain shit you gotta keep as fetishes and
that's what I'm saying. But
because many people have fetishes that they don't share with their partner.
Why should
that's
you
healthy.
now have to go through the rest of your life not experiencing that pleasure that you like?
Yeah.
You're not cheating on her.
Because
you're not cheating on him.
And
I'm
a
sacrifice, you heard?
Mike know my midget thing. Like I have a fascination that I would.
That's a real thing.
I wouldn't want to keep a midget in the closet all day while I'm at work.
Midgets are people, man.
And then come home.
Bro, we can't say midgets. You can't say midgets, bro.
Yeah.
Dwarfs, short people, whatever.
No,
But-
listen. Let's keep it politically correct now.
Please.
You know what I mean?
Don't do
Okay,
that.
I don't know if midgets is like the F word. Like
It is. It is.
Maggot.
It is.
Yeah.
It
So
is.
I apologize. Don't cancel me
Yeah.
over the midgets thing because
It is.
little people.
Yeah,
There you go.
little
But
people, yeah.
but at the same time, it's sort of like, as men and women, we gotta understand that you can have fetishes that are healthy for you to kind of fantasize about, but you don't act on. We gotta have some kind of restraint, right? Because not everything you mentally could think about you should have in life.
Yeah,
That's
like-
not how life works.
If you want money, you can't just
like
go rob a
not
bank.
even that. Like even with the question you're asking about if they're allowed to step out with her too. Listen, even when you're in a relationship, your significant other, the same way you look at girls, your woman has that desire too. She knows when a good looking guy walks in the room, or damn, he says she knows in her head I would probably fuck this nigga. But she knows real talk. It's the same street. She knows that. Listen,
No, but
hold on.
she
Let
will
me.
fuck him just
but
like she
let-
will fuck me. But
No, what
is
I'm saying-
she want to do some old extra shit. Like
What's
you know
extra,
what I'm
right?
saying?
Because my wife says, like, yo, I need to get 15 inches in me. I ain't got it. So if I get the 15-inch
something
dildo
that's
and that's
out of-
not good enough, then like what does she
Okay.
want?
But
He's
that's
setting you up to fail, it
trying.
sound like.
You trying.
Yeah,
I'm talking
that's
about
what I'm saying. At
something
least
that
I'm
you're
trying.
saying.
My
No.
compromise, like, yo,
I'm not
let's get the
doing it.
15-inch strap.
No,
and
but-
outside, you know what I'm saying?
No, listen.
you
Hold
do
on. Listen. I'm
what I'm
what you're saying is the refuse or whatever too. You should ask the question, and if she refuses, and you got to ask her, how are we gonna go about this, right? How are we gonna go about this, right?
Negotiations.
Because I told you in the first place that I'm highly sexual. I feel like when you the sex part of it, when guys be like, oh no, the sex got to be there for me, because that shows me a level of we're gonna take it. It's a connection thing. It's not just because we pound the rubber so boom. It got to be there for me because it's gonna let me know that all right, this is what I want to do. If it become a job, like all right, come on, let's go. I'll wait till
Now, that's
tomorrow.
whack. That's
I'm
whack
like, yo, you know what? Your energy ain't there for me.
Sometimes you'll take a penny fuck.
I'm not gonna say.
Sometimes if it's bad enough,
Depends on how stressful your day is.
I'm not doing it because that shows me.
You don't want penny to be the go-to, but sometimes you'll take a penny.
I'm not doing it because that showed me that you're not there.
That's how Mike.
You're not there.
A little conservative, so
Yeah, I'm conservative. I ain't gonna
if
front.
you had a spouse who had something that they wanted you to tend to sexually, and you just wasn't with it, but you loved them. You gotta remember this, right? We're in love. This ain't no just regular degular.
What is
you
love?
love them. You're in love with them, right? And they're like, well, I need this fulfilled. I still want to be with you, but I need this fulfilled. Are they in their right to go out and
I mean, I feel like it's got to be. If it's something that I won't do, then you got to go, Jack. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, because that's how hard. That's where we at. Like, if
I
you doing
respect
something,
you.
it's off. It's totally off. It's got to be totally off the reservation. Because if I'm aligned with you, then we got to be like-minded to a point. Hold up.
I'm gonna press you.
Okay.
You don't drink, right?
I don't drink.
I'm assuming you don't
smoke.
toss the salad.
He didn't say all that. He
know
didn't
about
say
that.
he don't.
Okay,
He
well,
don't
let's just say.
You see how you put motherfucker in a box, right? Like, the fuck?
And I only did that because I'm down with the club. But what I'm saying is, say she's just like, I want to get drunk as fuck one night, and I just want you to go to town on my ass.
Let's cook.
Yeah, that's something. See, because this. Okay. Let me answer your.
Just because I don't use drugs or drink don't mean, you know what I mean?
Okay. So my issue is just like this. Like, yo, if wifey came to me and said, yo, I want to peg you. Okay. That's a problem. Because if those who don't know, peg is when a woman takes a dildo and goes to town on your ass. That's not my thing. If that's her passion, then you know what? I think our relationship evolved to the point where I am no longer what you're looking for.
But I feel like you would know that.
Okay with her going pegging some other guy?
Nah, bro.
You wouldn't be okay with
You would
I
know
think
that
we
before
need
you
to-
got to that emotional connection.
I think that's when the situation where it closed out because maybe mentally she's checked out already, and that's just the escape. Like the midget thing. I'm not forcing my wife to be a midget and stay in the closet. It's just a weird thing that I have in my head. But I'm not gonna break up with her because she's not gonna pretend to be a midget and stay in the closet.
I mean, that question.
So you talking about somebody? So you
a
talking
little
about?
person, not a
that
midget.
question?
Sorry.
That question is very advanced, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It depends on where you at in the relationship.
And then that you also asking with that question that the intend that that you in a relationship that y'all both stimulating each other to that certain extent, right? Because for you to be like, you know what, she's like, oh, I want you to eat my ass, I want you to do this, whatever, too, but I'm not doing that, and then you like, all right, yeah, you could go get it from Steve going, he can't penetrate you, going to eat your ass and whatever too. Listen, that means there's something in the relationship that's just not going well. So it's a disconnection. So that's a very advanced question, and also it's somebody, both parties got to be up to that level.
I feel like
happen.
The limits you set is key because some people will limit themselves. Like, I mean, listen, we all of a certain age here. We all grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Niggas wasn't eating box like that in the 90s.
No.
Like, I don't know about y'all. Hold up. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if we've all been there before, but I'm sure everybody has said I don't do that before to something, and you end up doing it. You look like a fool.
No, but I was 9 when I think.
Hold on. Where we going with this?
No. I wasn't 9.
Okay.
So let me caveat. I wasn't 9 when the first time I went down. That'd be cat. I was 9
Don't do
when
that.
when SWV came out with the song Downtown.
I ain't know what they was talking about.
And then my sister said, who's older than me, said, you know what that song means? I said, you're going down on a woman. She said,
you knew that.
And she was just like, you okay with them? I'm like, yeah. Because to me, my thing is just like, yo, if this is somebody you feeling,
it was peaches. It was peaches and cream for me. I was like, what?
because to me,
You was 9 thinking like that?
to me, I always like, I think God kind of, I feel like God
Marv is out here.
kind of limit me with the amount. I always say this, right? Because the way that I'm so like enthralled and passionate when it comes to women, I feel like it was a good thing that I didn't get all the women that I want. I probably have AIDS somewhere. I probably be Charlie Sheen.
God.
Right? I feel like because when I'm into you, I'm all the way, right? So you don't need to be all the way for everybody. As you get older, you realize some box you got to leave on the table and not touch kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, we're going to move on.
I see what you did
We're
there.
kind of pressed for time, so we got to speed through these next couple questions. The next one's a simple one. Have you ended a relationship or been broken up with / cheated on because the desire was not being fulfilled by you or your partner?
I'm gonna jump in and just say I don't know because I don't ask exit questions, interviews. You know what I'm saying?
It's done. Okay.
Like I said, I'm marijuana's, bro. I don't want to know.
Not that I know of, no.
So you've never ended a relationship or...
Based off of needs not being fulfilled?
Yeah.
No.
I ended a
Sexual needs. You gotta be specific because that's what we talking about, right?
Well, no, I said because the desire was not being
Okay,
fulfilled.
desire. Okay.
I ended a situation where it was just like me and the shorty was like, we never was official in a relationship. I was just chasing after her because I was immature, and she had a lot of elements that I liked. Like she wanted to be a lawyer, like my sister, and she was a good Haitian girl. I used to just chase after Haitian girls with Future and stuff like that. And she, we did stuff, but to be honest with you, I never piped. And this was like a long time. But then I just realized like she was doing cat and mouse games with me. And then I would hear that she piped somebody else. And then she would always say like, you're the dude. She told me this. You're the dude I want to settle down with, but I'm not ready to settle down with. And
Had you on a bench.
that's game, right?
It is.
And then the thing that broke
Hella game.
the thing that changed
She had
against
you
me,
on
I'm
deck.
like, who am I gonna be when you're ready to settle down that I haven't
You
been
might
to
not be
you
ready.
already. If I already
Yeah.
gave you and show you all who I am, and you like what you, but you're not ready to settle down, I'm playing myself and wasting my time. So you know what I'm saying? So I
You was in reserve, kid.
I had to end this situation because me kind of quote unquote pushing and chasing what I thought I wanted, and the person was just taking advantage of me, and I had to realize like, yo, I'm putting myself out on the table. I'm being vulnerable. What else can I do more than I've already done?
Relationship wise, I've never exited like that. So I had a couple of relationships, whatever. I'm usually this person just, all right, I'm done with you like that. But I don't really ask too many questions on that end. So
So you never broken up with a chick because she wasn't satisfied?
and no, I've not. No, when you with me, you gonna satisfy me. That's 100%.
Talk your shit.
100%.
Talk your
100%.
shit.
When you with me, you gonna satisfy me because
me-
I'm gonna make sure that you get to that next level. You know what I mean?
So you know what it takes.
Yeah.
What about you, LaShawn?
No, she was a nah. I'm gonna say I have, and it was actually my biggest relationship, my marriage. I ended my marriage because I was unfulfilled sexually, and it wasn't just a matter of acts. It was like I wasn't getting enough,
Frequency. But that's the biggest thing you learn in marriage, right?
and
But I mean,
But why?
we-
Did you-
we-
do you know- do you know why?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead,
Finish,
go ahead, go ahead.
finish.
I mean, yeah, I just felt like I would have another level of chemistry with others. And of course I did it the wrong way. I didn't say, let's get divorced, whatever. I went out there and cheated and found what I was essentially looking for and wasn't getting from her. I tried to fulfill it with somebody else. But essentially that marriage ended because of a lack of
Communication.
That's
communication
yeah.
And patience,
sexual
Fulfillment.
fulfillment.
What happened? She fell off the table?
She ain't fall off the table. She's just, and it's weird because this is the thing when I talk about where you can communicate all you want, but some people change after.
That's a
marriage.
fact.
Yeah.
It doesn't stay the same. So I feel like we had a more intensified sexual chemistry and everything before we were married, and then. What do you say?
But
fell
you
off the
guys
table?
became young
It fell
parents
off the
too.
table.
Yeah,
She
and
got the
then
prize.
you
But that's
gotta
the thing.
understand-
Married guys.
And
That's
I
a,
was
is that
young,
a thing?
but that's the
That's the
thing.
thing.
I got
That's
married
That's
young.
different thing.
I was
But
young, so I wasn't as
You wasn't mature at the time
I
too.
wasn't as prepared to deal with these things mentally
and
because
then,
I was so young.
but not to interrupt you a little bit, but you got to understand also, it does play a part of communication. Because you got married young and then you was a young parent. Being a first time parent, the transition for a woman is different from a man. So now you want to be a bunny rabbit still, and she like, listen, man, my
tired, I got
my
shit to
vagina
do."
ain't there yet. So now
It'd be
you
about
know,
more than that for
no,
first-time
it's not,
parents,
It's not
though.
just the vagina.
Confidence,
My
body.
vagina ain't there yet. I'm not feeling the same. Some girls don't bounce back as the body with a transition. She got to tend to this baby all through the night. So
this happened
no,
3.5, 4
no,
years after our
I'm
first child.
no. What I'm saying is,
So,
no. It was
she
just.
had
I'm
time
not,
to recover.
I'm not saying it's just.
Time to recover.
I'm not saying your relation. I'm just saying in general, you got to play a factor with all that. You know, so it's a give and take.
Let me. One thing I learned also on that particular situation, because when you're married for a long time, you go through cycles. You got your bunny cycles, you got your droughts and stuff like that. I feel as a man, I think a lot of times we don't take the responsibility to ask, like, what can I do to put you in that place, right? Because at the time, it's sort of like, you in your head, you say, bills are paid, I'm doing what I think I need to do, and then I should get as much as you want. Then you kind of realize, like, yo, maybe if I help to cook dinner, maybe if I help clean more, maybe if I do certain things, maybe if I take certain things off of her plate, maybe, you know what, I never was a father, but maybe I put the kids to bed, I give the kids the shower, I read the kids the stories, while she get some me time, and then that kind of alleviates some of the stress we have. But we automatically think, because we play in our quote-unquote society-given role, that's enough.
And because we're still attracted to them in that way and want to get it in, they should be automatically on the same wavelength. Yeah. So that's to that. All right. So real quick with these ones, and I got this from the Breakfast Club was discussing this with DJ Envy and his wife.
Yeah.
He said the first 6 years of their relationship, he never made her climax. She was faking it. All right. So
he had to find that out later. You didn't know that during that time.
The question is, how long could you stay with someone who was unable to satisfy you sexually? We already know Cliff's answer.
Yeah.
How long can you stay with someone?
Yeah.
Can't. Still very.
Yeah, this is a woman question. I feel like it's a woman question.
right? Because we gonna come
Niggas is
regardless.
cashing out.
That shit wet.
Niggas is cashing out.
That shit wet. And you give me interest.
Niggas is cashing out regardless.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Gotta be compatible.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
God is mean. When I say God is mean, it's because of that. I always think about it like, you know how easy it is to make a man come?
Women,
If you're not making your man come,
you fucking up.
Highly unattractive, or you're not trying, B.
It's
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
a deal breaker unless you with that person for a while and they go through some sicknesses or illnesses or something. Then
Yeah.
okay, there's some leeway. But if off the rip, no.
My thing about it is, I always say this, right? Because, like I said earlier, I'm not claiming to have these 15 inches or whatever, but I feel like God,
Yo, everything starts with a disclaimer.
No, but I gotta be real.
Disclaimer.
God gave me penis, tongue, and finger. If I can't work it out with that three combination,
That's the Holy Trinity,
then
folks.
you're not attracted to me, or we got a problem, right? Because if I'm not lasting long enough, then I gotta foreplay that motherfucker, or I gotta eat it down.
Get creative.
One of the three gotta work, or the combination gotta work. If the combination can't work, you just not into me, and we need to decide what we're doing here.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Next question.
Okay.
This is going. How many times have you faked a climax and why?
Never.
Never.
So this a woman. Never.
You sometimes
It's not just a woman
You
question.
do fake from time to
How
time.
you
Yeah,
listen?
you can.
Listen.
you fake. Sometimes you fake it because
fake
you
it.
realize it's not going to happen.
Well,
You
you're
know what I'm saying?
tired. You're ready to be done.
It's not gonna happen. You like, yo, I got this erection. My shit not going away, but it's not going to happen. Let me just tap out. And then later on, because women do it all the time.
Yeah, but it's different with women because they don't got that evidence.
That's true.
They don't know. Well,
But you know, I mean,
like, girl, you ain't feel that it's way up in you. It's way up in you.
Well, you cashing out in the bank.
Way up there.
no, I mean, like I said,
Have you ever faked one?
of course, because sometimes because it wasn't good anymore. You
Y'all
like
also
you
be
been,
off that Henny though.
you
man.
been you've been pounding it out so long, and you like, you know what, this ain't working. And there's been times I'm like, listen, you got yours, I'm good, because I get mine all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
what Mike said is like, there's evidence, right? I think a lot of times you just be like, yo, I'm not that into it. Even though you know you could have keep going, you just end it, save both of each other time, and then sometimes you just finish off later or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just need to call time out and just end it.
Call time out. Call
Game
time
over.
out. All right. This is the last question here. Do you feel most cheating takes place because of an unfulfilled sex life or something else?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, this is cheating.
There's always
Right?
something
There's
that's
different levels to the cheating, but
The willingness, right? Because like we've been saying it all episode, right? If someone's willing, like some people head is better than others, some people pipe game is better than others, but it's the effort. If you have someone whose head game is trash and they're just like, yo, I don't want to do it, or they purposely bite you and some wild crazy shit like that.
Purpose? What you into?
Then it's just like, yo, you will cheat. You will cheat to like get that shit
What you
done.
into, man? Purposely biting.
so most of the times you think it's because of something sexually?
I think it's not.
I'ma say
it's bigger than
nah.
sex. I think it's the willingness, right? It's the willingness, right? Because at the same time, sort of like you with someone and y'all with each other a long time, y'all had good time.
But the
So why
willingness,
did it
is
fall
that
off
based
after?
around sex? Or
No,
is it
I'm
something
gonna say
else?
no. Everybody cheat for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Some people, sex is like the end all be all. So that could be a reason to cheat. But for some people, it's different shit.
I feel like when it comes to men, it could be a sex thing. When it comes to women, it's more emotional. Like you're not there. The connection ain't there. You're not paying attention to what she really needs at the time. So that's why she feel the need to go somewhere else.
I
So
agree with you.
with us, sometimes it's listen. I could be like, yo, I want to have sex with her. I want to have sex with her. It ain't nothing, whatever. We keep it moving. Women, if they're in a committed relationship and they respect the relationship, but they just feel like it's going downhill, whatever, sometimes they invite the wrong person to listen to all the ideas
Yeah,
and
they
what's
get
going
worked.
on, and then
They get
next thing you know,
worked.
they get worked.
That's
They
it.
get it's called handle. It's called handle. So they get handled.
To
and
piggyback
right
on
into
what
somebody's
Cliff
cell.
was saying, I think a lot of times as men, we also think like, also, it's just emotional. But sometimes I feel like if we did our same 3 moves, sometimes men stop trying as well because it's easy for us to just get there. So we do certain moves. You like, I like the back shots and stuff like that. I might give her a couple of seconds of missionary so she can see my face, but I really want to get to back shots and finish. We good.
That's
but
why
we
I feel
not
like
trying no
that's
more.
why I feel like you
know what I'm
can't
saying?
come in with stock moves, because once the stock moves is dry, like then what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta mix it up based on your partner. You know what I'm
We
saying?
all gotta go to.
It boils down to
You don't gotta go
effort.
to
It boils down to effort, right? Because my thing about it is, it's just like, on a good day, pipe alone is gonna be good enough. And sometimes pipe alone is not good enough. So you gotta warm it up. Like I said, the holy trinity between the penis, tongue, and stroke.
Yeah, and then when the connection is just so good, the sex is gonna be amazing. When you really can't really
Effortless, too.
stand that person, and the person vice versa, it's like, you ready? You come like, man, turn around.
I mean, it's
Or
just like
whatever.
this.
There's
Or whatever.
angry sex
Or-
sometimes,
No, that's what I'm
and it's
saying.
just-
Whatever. I mean,
You know
just
what I mean?
it just got to be a connection of what you like and what you how you feel. Anybody that comes in, sometimes as a married person, your wife might come in with her muumuu. If you don't know what a muumuu is, it's a gown that is not sexually attractive, and they're talk about, are
With a
you
hand
ready?
tied up.
You know what I mean?
Real
You're
quick,
like, you know what?
real quick. Keep it a buck. Y'all use performance enhancing drugs in the bedroom, aka lube and shit. Because for me, I don't.
Lube is not a
Lube-
performance
no.
enhancer. Lube
hold
is
up.
tools for the tools.
I see lube as a performance enhancing drug because I judge the gauge of the interest based on how wet she is.
Nah, so
And if she,
The booty hole don't get wet.
Huh?
Okay, you see?
what happened?
the booty hole don't
Booty
get-
hole don't get wet.
Oh well,
get
you want a different type of time. You want a different type of time.
No, but my thing about it is that's like, yo, you
You want a
with
different
some-
type time.
You with someone decade plus and shit like that, like, yo, sometimes the body don't naturally get as moist as you want it to. It's not a lack of interest. It just so happens.
Lube is not a performance enhancer.
I
That's-
don't
that's how I see it,
use
though.
performance enhancer drugs, but this
Honey
motherfucker
pack?
right
Y'all
here,
niggas be on that honey pack?
this
Oh, you
rub,
talking about the honey pack?
I don't know.
You don't know
niggas be
about
on
the
that honey pack?
Let me tell you this. Because of my size, like, them gas station pills and shit like that, it don't flow through my bloodstream like it do for other people. And
The
shit
honey
like that.
pack does go down.
But liquor,
Because these
though,
young niggas, man, these niggas be ODing out here.
that
Blue
liquor,
Chew
though,
and all this
that
shit.
Henny, that alcohol,
That's
They
it, that's
charging
it for
you
you?
$10 they're charging you $10 for the honey pack in the bodegas for a reason.
I'm good on the honey
You buy
pack.
the box cheaper.
See, that's how you know Mike is on. Mike is a performance artist. Like he need that honey pack
I
because
know
he
a little
trying to.
bit about
Mike got too many
you know.
appearances going on. When you married, you kind of got set appearances. When you're not married, you don't know when you got a
Listen,
show.
when- listen.
You like little baby.
you don't
You
wanna-
have 3 shows in a day.
See, when you're married, you're allowed to have a bad day. You know what I'm
you
saying?
are.
You
When
get
you
to
out
redeem
there,
yourself.
you
Yeah.
can have a bad show. It's like Broadway. One bad show will ruin your
No,
career.
that's
One
not
bad
true.
show will
Because
ruin your
I'm married.
career.
I know the game. The thing about
know
it is,
that.
you gotta lay the foundation. You gotta know the body too. Because
you're on
when
point.
you first, you might be so excited.
But
when
you gotta know the how I
hold
know the
on,
body
you
of this
listen,
person I've never
listen,
been
you
with.
listen, no, I'm not
Mike
saying
is on
that.
some shit,
The
boy.
first, but listen, the first time could either be great or it could be really quick too. So if she really care about you, she gotta know. All right, he gotta fill me out. She gotta give you that second shot. If the second shot you blow it, that's
Wanna-
just on
yeah,
you
wanna
now.
get- wanna get you too.
One hit can't just be like. Cause I might just be so excited, the body's so crazy.
Yo, Mike, the
You know
honey
what I
pack
mean?
makes sure every
Word.
time is a good time.
You got me about to Google the honey pack. I don't know it either.
You don't know the honey pack?
Nah,
You don't know the honey pack.
Let me tell you, the gas station.
Come on, y'all gotta get off the bench.
I don't do the PEDs.
We'll
man.
discuss
No
it off
PEDs
air.
over here.
We'll
All
discuss it
natural.
off air.
I never tried the
Juices and berries,
what's
man.
the blue pill thing called?
Viagra?
I never tried Viagra
I
and
never
stuff
did
like that.
Viagra neither.
Yeah, they got a lot of different
Alcohol
shit
is the
out
only
there.
thing
They
I
got a
know.
lot of
But-
different
but
shit.
I know those pill things. People try to tell me shit like that, like maybe because I'm bigger, that shit don't go through my bloodstream the same way. Alcohol.
So
is
you
the
gotta
only
double
thing.
up, double dose.
That shit'll give you a heart attack. The only side effect to the honey pack is you might have a headache the next day. That's
See,
about
now
it.
I'm good on that.
But
B.
I'll tell you.
You know
Anyway,
what the
that's the
honey
show
pack
for today.
Yes.
We're gonna thank our guest, Mike, Mr. Super
Yo, thanks for
Snacks
having
over
me, y'all.
there.
Promote
Appreciate it.
anything you got
LaShawn,
going on.
yeah, let us know
Promote
what
anything
you
you
got
got
Yo,
going
check
on.
this out. We gonna promote. Yo, go to my Instagram at regular Mike. That's regular M1KE. I just started a new daily video series I do where I just comment on shit. I kind of challenge myself because you got to put out content. I'm trying to get in the media. You got to put out content.
We got to be better about that too. We put out content when we do a show, but I need to engage with.
Got to
us
do more.
outside
Got to
of
do
that.
more. So I'm on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube, regular space M1KE. I got a lot of videos on there, food reviews, sneaker reviews, all types of shit. So you know what I mean?
And I gotta plug my man Mike. Mike is just a funny ass dude. If you didn't get a chance to realize how funny this dude, he could talk about anything: sneakers, sports,
appreciate it,
snacks.
man.
Just a funny ass dude, right? So sometimes I just watch his. I just be he cracked up about his co-worker's sneaker game and outfits while you wear Nikes versus Adidas, and I just crack up over that shit. So he's a good follow. Let him know your IG again.
IG is at regular Mike. That's regular M1KE.
Okay.
Come see me.
Okay. Sean?
Just everyone have a happy holiday. Be good to each other.
Okay.
Tough times for a lot of people.
Yeah.
If you could donate, volunteer, do some charity work,
Facts.
just be good to each other because there's a lot of people going through a lot, and just try to pay it forward.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Shout out to all our fans and our supporters. We appreciate y'all love and support. Happy holidays to everyone. Back to what LaShawn said, if you can give a little bit during this time, that's the best gift possible.
Yeah.
All right, so give as much as you can during the holiday season because there's a lot of people who don't have and are struggling. And everybody just keep your head up. We're going to get through 2020. It's almost over, baby.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
I mean, just be thankful that you wake up every day and be safe, right? Because at the end of the day, we take advantage of little things that we just breathing, right? Somebody didn't wake up today. So, you know, the fact that we was able to do a show, we had good concept, it was funny experience. I wish everybody the best going forward. This is the last month of the year. And stay blessed and stay prayed up. That's all you can do.
Shout out to our guests, you know, shout out to regular Mike
Love.
and Sean for doing what they got to do. I want us to also just think about, like, you know, how blessed we are to just still be here. Like, I started off the show giving a moment of silence of, you know, two people in my universe who just gone. These people are under 40 and they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. If you pass before you 40, that means midlife was when you was 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, who thinks about it like that? You know what I'm saying? I want to shout out to 5 Royal G. Cliff got the sweatsuit on. I've been looking at it during the show, like the quality, right?
I looked at the embroidery.
Yeah. This is a black-owned company. He was our guest last year, and you know, shout out to Royal 5G. And this is a spiritually based clothing line, but the quality, the stitching. I'm like, man, Cliff is a good-looking model in this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying my best.
But you know, shout out to everybody trying to do their
Black.
thing.
Who's that?
Yo,
Who do that line?
What you call it? He came in our show before.
Royal 5G. I can't-
Royal 5G.
And then also, you know, shout out to them salty ass Trump supporters, yo. Y'all lost, B. Y'all keep trying all this extra shit.
Here we
lost.
go. Now our
Catch
video
that-
not gonna
catch
go up.
that L.
Losers.
Yo, catch that L. Listen, think about
What
it.
does Trump say?
My man Trump,
Losers.
he's literally trying to get Texas, even though the Supreme Court threw it out of the court. You want to reverse the results because you didn't like the results? There was no legal finding behind it. Like, yo, my G, you like 2020, you a wash. Go back.
Oh my
Start a reality show network.
Listen.
Let's just move
He's fired?
on.
He's fired?
You know what I'm saying?
You're fired.
Expired, you know? But like on a serious note, like everyone said, man, if you could do something for somebody, do it. 2020, you know, a lot is not promised. We're coming to the end of the year. I want everybody to stay safe. Watch the COVID protocols. You know what I'm saying? Wash your hands. Wear your mask when you can. Try not to gather and like heavy. And you know, I feel bad for a lot of the businesses who aren't dealing with the like, you know, people aren't shopping the way that they shop or going out to eat and stuff like that. So shout out to businesses. May God bless you and allow us to be innovative in other ways. You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, think of other people, right? A lot of things you got to do, forget about yourself, is what you're doing for other people. You know what I'm saying? Keep people safe, especially our older community. We running around rampant. Our immune systems may hold us down, but, you know, the older people are compromising immune systems won't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of thing we got to think about, man. And like, God bless, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Even though it seems early, we're not going to be on during those times.
Yeah, we're going to see y'all in 2021, y'all.
Yeah.
2020's not over though. The books are still open. Finish strong. Finish strong.
Yeah.
Keep supporting everybody, you know, and show love.
Views.
We out. Peace.
Views.
You was too reserved for me, mama. I thought you was gonna bring the thunder.
What kind of thunder would that
Don't do
be?
that.
No, nah.
She did what she was supposed to do.
Nah, I'm joking.
I told
Mike knows that
I know
She
you
did what
are
she was
more
supposed to do.
loose
Nah,
than
I'm-
that.
She's protecting her political connect.
Exactly.
say
There's an art to saying everything and saying nothing.
You don't know about the honey pack?
The honey pack, kid.
Maybe I
Kill it, so
to
it's
get the money back and provide a new performance. But I told you.
Boy, you right? You got shot up in there. He
They
gonna
still sell those?
he doing the Bronco.
they sell those in the store.
They sell these in bodegas
Sell it
now.
everywhere, girl. It's like Spanish fly. You know what I mean? Spanish fly was a thing back in the day. Now you got the honey pack.
Always gonna be doing the Rucker was
Yeah, I
Rugger
never heard
is
of the
funny.
honey pack, but you know.
Honey pack. How
You
much
better
it
be
cost?
prepared.
I said $10.
No, that's